Yeah, I need to know why you're doing this. Danny, this is just like college when you were rotating them.
And
Danny, why? Why are you doing this again?
because I want to, because I'm single. I'm not married. I'm not ready to be married. All right? We're young. Life's short.
Okay, Sistas fans, so in last night's episode, which I already talked about, we spent way too much time at Danny's apartment to open up the episode. We did not need to spend 10 minutes there, but the only thing we really learned was that her hot girl thought process, pun intended, basically her sleeping with anyone who moves, any man that's willing to give it to her. This is something that she used to do in college. And, it sounded like she was talking to Preston when she was telling Sabrina, well, I'm only young once. I'm not going to be young forever. And I'm not ready to get married. And, once I've, gotten it out of my system, I'll get married, which I feel like is a theme for a lot of women nowadays, where they can thought it up, and then once they're all used up, they want to find a nice guy to settle down with. And it's like, by then, any nice guy with some sense will have either found a better woman, or they'll just hold out until they meet a woman who's, better quality. I mean, these women out here think that they can just, be out in these streets for as long as they can. And then once they're ready to settle down, it's not with a Chad or Tyrone. It's one of the nice guys that they stepped over and rejected while they were out there having those hot girl summers. But in any case, we do know that later on that night after work, or that evening, it's going to be all the girls over at Danny's to have an intervention. But I don't think it's really going to go anywhere because, hell, I mean, even Danny told Sabrina, it's like, oh yeah, don't tell the girls. Like, even if you do, like, what are they supposed to tell me in regards to, sleeping around? It's just like when Andy was talking to Danny in her office at the law firm in regards to what you need to get some help, or you can't be running away from your problems. Oh, and I'm taking advice from you, and aren't you still involved with Gary? And while Danny does have a good point, that's what all of these women do. When they're being told about themselves, when they're being told sound advice, the recipient is like, how are you going to tell me what I need to do when you need to look at your own messed up romantic life? It's not going to do any good. This is just like the whole letter reading crap, but I don't think it's going to be that long considering the fact that we only have 2 episodes left in the season. This intervention, I don't think is going to be worth anything. I think that, with Preston popping up next week, it's probably going to be his hurrah for the season, and he'll go home. But then we find out he got engaged next season, but I don't think that's going to last. But this Danny intervention is just a waste of time. It's stupid that she's doing what she's doing, and her reasoning for doing so is dumb as well. I mean, yeah, it's her life. She doesn't have to settle down. I still think that Preston proposing was stupid. But for her to, just constantly sleep with these men and not want to deal with potential consequences like diseases and abuse, and I'm not saying anybody should want those things, but you should be aware that, when you, I don't even want to use the, age-old sayings like, oh, lay with dog, get up with fleas, but Danny should know better. This is a grown-ass woman. Not everybody's going to have good intentions. Not everyone's going to be cool with you basically fucking and then kicking them out the next morning. Some men and women, they don't handle rejection well. Hence why that one chick is getting into it with Aaron in the parking lot next week. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we need to call Karen. No offense, but what is Karen going to do? She don't really care. She got her own shit to deal with. Not to mention, if she did come, it would be like for her, What could she tell Danni? And I'm just thinking to myself, intervention, yet you have all these women that Danni could point out. What are y'all getting on my case for about sleeping with other people? I mean, so many men, but at the same time, their counter could be, well, none of us got spat in the face or had, or ran somebody over. Yeah, that is a good counter, but it's ridiculous. I think this intervention is just a waste. And, now Danny's probably going to be crawling like, oh, Preston, because now she knows Q ain't nothing, but it's too late. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one.